Hi, Fools. Taylor Muckerman here with John Licata, Fool contributor and founder of Blue Phoenix Inc. Today we're talking about the solar industry and how it might be expected to change based on 3D printing and one potential dark horse. So John, what do you think 3D printing's future is when it comes to solar?
Well, you know what, Taylor? I think there's a lot of room for efficiency in the solar market as we start to look at trying to further improve the economics related to producing panels. 3D printing is actually interesting because it can eliminate a lot of the waste that's currently being utilized right now to produce solar panels. With 3D printing, it can also be very precise in the creation of smaller areas. So I believe that in the future, we can see the fabrication of solar, not just panels, but as solar being implemented on wearable technology that's starting to get a lot of play in the technology field. And I think that's really interesting because if we can make it more effective and more impactful, I think we're eliminating the waste issue with that and also helping from a cost component. So, traditionally we've been seeing a lot of these companies like Stratasys and 3D Systems take off, and the share price has been really phenomenal to watch. And honestly, it's been hard to beat. Looking at the earnings that have been coming out, they're absolutely fantastic. Both companies beating on both sides.
Yeah.
However, I tell you, Taylor, I think that most people would be surprised to know that Xerox is really moving forward with their own crystalline technology that I believe can be revolutionary as it comes to printing. So to me, I think the history of Xerox might actually bode well for them to jump into the alternative energy space because, again, bringing things down to the molecular level with that precision with 3D systems and 3D printing in general, I just think that Xerox is in a very unique place, and even something where they seem to be ahead of MIT in terms of their own technology related to solar.
Now, is this something that Xerox has openly discussed, or is this something that you think might be in their future?
No, this is something that Xerox has discussed, although it hasn't gotten a lot of play amongst the investment community. But it's an area that I find extreme intrigue in. I'm very, very optimistic that they're going to move this forward, especially that there's an opportunity for a huge revenue stream in the solar market. Again, that the economies of scale would support better economics, and the economics right now are certainly challenging in some markets and beneficial in others. But if we're talking about potential to use solar on wearable technologies as well as solar panels, I just think that the application is really going to be interesting, and perhaps even an unlikely source of utilization is the transportation market. I mean,
Sure.
Think about this. And Nissan Leaf and Fisker Karma have used, now the defunct Fisker Karma, I should say, have used on top of their roofs solar to help generate the power for the battery. I think it's interesting to know that in the future we might see paint and the sides of the car actually start to harness power from the sun. And I think that 3D printing might go a long way to helping, especially that we just saw a 3D car just formulated just about a week ago.
Yeah, and you can kind of mold those solar cells right into the car if you're able to 3D print it all under one roof. So obviously it's something great to think about for the future of solar, 3D printing, and Xerox as well, a company most probably don't associate with this industry. You see companies coming out of the woodwork to associate themselves with solar. DuPont is one company that's really been talking about its solar opportunities and how that's been driving growth. So you just provided us with 3 great options for solar investors to think about, and DuPont possibly even a 4th. So John, I want to thank you, and fools, keep fooling on.